Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dan and Kyle Do Hollywood, the weekly podcast about swagger. Today we have our esteemed colleague, Dagger.
Are we live?
I did say that.
Yeah, we're live.
I even gave a countdown and everything.
Oh, did you?
I did.
He did.
Sorry, I was busy getting first and first.
Oh my god. Har.
Wait a second. Play the GIF.
I don't think he has it. I don't think he has the Star Lord gift.
Oh, I wish I could. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
So
And our quote unquote interim producer, Fruguy.
Well,
So
I do my best.
And our
yeah, he's still on probation. So we're going to be fleshing out the show over the next few weeks, figuring out exactly what we want to do. So please bear with us.
yes, it's
We are going to be rotating topics in and out of the weekly podcast, and we're just trying to finalize some of that stuff up. So this week we basically are going to just cover the news. We have a couple of talking points, and then we're going to discuss TB and then last minute GAC prep. And at the end, we'll talk about mods and some of the other stuff that happened in the game, such as reworks, etc., and how should you mod character.
so what you're saying is modding, you don't just click the auto button.
Man, yeah. Yeah, we really need to get that Google Drive set up for all the GIFs and sound bites.
We will.
We're missing a lot of gold here. Anyways, so getting right into the news.
This week in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes was actually pretty interesting. We got reworked clones that apparently are OP as AF. I don't know why I said AF, but they are OP as F. And the Bosk bug is fixed, because that was big too. Bosk is no longer a Jawa.
Wait, are you telling me that I can no longer? Are you telling me there's only 5 Jawas in the game now?
Yep, absolutely.
Man, kind of ruined my day. Thanks.
Yeah, they still outnumber the Tuskens.
What are Tusken?
They have.
That's where you get pasta, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't that a city in Italy?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Oh, also, worth noting, Django is now a separatist. So you actually can create 3 full separatist squads, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, after doing some initial thought process, we can get to that in a little while, but I've been doing a little bit of thinking on that, and I think that there's some good possibilities.
I do too.
We also had a character become farmable this week.
And which one is that?
No one important. Don't worry, don't farm her. She's not necessary for anything.
Nah. General Anakin's not coming.
Probably don't listen to my advice. Fruguy, are you gonna go farm what's her name? The Jedi chick?
Boom Shakalaka.
Shakti?
No, it's Boom Shakalaka.
Are you sure it's not Shock Prod? I feel like I've been farming Shock Prods. Not a lot of Shock T's, though.
My plans for farming Shakti are 2023.
Solid.
Sounds about right.
So basically, when they release
So much to
Lightside
do
TV,
in front of her. Yeah,
or rather, when we actually get new content, that's when you'll farm Shakti.
pretty much.
That requires her. Soon
Anything
TM.
else in the news that stood out to you guys?
GAC returned. I mean, that's a big deal. I know for at least for me and you, Dagger. Fruguy is.
What's
Hey, I have a pretty good record at it.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure how excited you actually are for it.
Well, I'm pretty stoked about it. It's the best part of the game right now.
Which that definitely checks out.
Yeah. Looking, I was not prepared for this. I was not told what I should be doing, so I'm gonna go look at the news and see if anything happened.
I don't think
I think we're missing something.
I feel like I feel like we're missing something as well, but I can't think of it.
I'm not seeing. Oh, the new relics.
Oh,
That's right.
That's right.
Gear 14.
Yeah.
Gear 14.
Yeah, they're no longer
14 through 28.
Yeah, for now, Gear 13 will be the last gear tier. And once your tunes reach Gear 13, they will get a relic piece that you can farm stuff for. And that will come out when they do I'm assuming their next title update.
Yeah, we're due a title update next month.
Yeah.
We usually get them 2 months. We usually get them like every 6 months, I want to say. 4 to 6 months. And the last title update was it May or June?
Well, the last title update we got was for GOTV. This is the 4th GOTV, so it was 2 months ago.
Yep, so June. All right. Yeah, so we're probably not due a title update quite yet. They could put it into the game before that.
Well, it's a very good possibility.
I sure hope not. I'd love to say I'm cautiously optimistic, but yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm borderline extremely nervous.
I actually am as well, because
I'm frustrated by the basically tacking new tiers onto things and reskinning things as opposed to developing new content.
Yeah, they need something original. It's all rehashed, reskinned stuff. They quote unquote upped the difficulty of GOTV by making the levels of the characters they have in them. Basically, you do no damage. You don't land any debuffs unless you have someone that places tenacity down, and it's rather frustrating actually. Like GOTV, like there's no strategy behind it. At least in light side territory battle, depending on what elites you had, or any of the off territory battles, the strategy, there was a little bit of strategy with the characters you had to use. This one, it's like, well, good luck. It's like, what? Can you tone it down just a little? But
yeah. Oh, and yeah, I am reading comments in both Discord and YouTube, but I'm ignoring Ladypool, and I think she's getting frustrated with me. But she can yell at you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get Rhino to 5 stars before Shuri gets here. And yes, that is not Swugger related. Suck.
No, if everybody hasn't noticed that's watching, I am a little bit sick, getting over being sick. So I sound a little nasally. So bear with me.
I'm also sick.
Well, there's no cure for the sickness you have.
That's also fair.
The weekly podcast where we don't offer you mental advice.
Oh, I was told that there'd be punch, pie, and a shoulder to cry on.
There's a shoulder to cry on? I was not told about
Okay,
this.
apparently you're not live.
Apparently I'm not live.
Yeah. According to what I'm seeing, he's live.
My dashboard says I'm live. It says 5 people watching. Hi to the 5 people.
Okay. Turns out they were wrong. I So, fun fact, I'm watching you quietly on YouTube, and I'm like, it says you're not live as I'm watching.
So that means me and Dagger are 2 out of the 4 watching on YouTube. Or 6, I mean, my bad. 2 out of the 6.
Well,
And if you include
technically,
your wife, that's half of them. Half of your viewers are people that tolerate you. Who are the other 3? All right. So let's kind of talk about like new content. What kind of new content do you guys want? Guess I'll just say this. Besides the sandbox mode.
what content do I want? You know,
I wasn't aware I tolerated him.
Well, you didn't say no when he asked.
wait, what?
That's on you.
Yeah, if that's Paul, if TB was actually fun to do, it'd be fun to play.
Yeah, if there was... no.
I actually really like assault battles, the faction assault battles. I would love to see assault battles give slightly better rewards and be upped a little in difficulty and require things like Jawas, right? So if it will encourage people to go wide. Well, Jawas, Tuscans, right? Like, it would be cool to have something in this game to use the characters that just rot away on your roster. Because I've spent a fair amount of money on this game, and I'll log in a couple times a day and just kind of look at my roster and just be like, well, there's nothing I can do. Back to the other games I've been playing because Swugga keeps being stale.
Yeah.
I want new things to do every day. Maybe not new things every day, but I want things to do every day.
Well, I like how they currently have it where, for the most part, there's some kind of, whether it be old or new, event going on.
Yeah. I would love to be able to replay the legendary events for like 100 credits.
I want
like
my
10 ally points.
I want my mythic battle or mythic whatever majigit thingy for Chewie and C-3PO.
Yeah, I don't want those. I mean, I do, but like, I don't want to redo those events. No, I agree. I think that it would be cool to get the mythic skins for those events like we have for the other legendaries. Yeah. I also just want to be able to take in like my Rogue One to see if they can beat the Thrawn event. No.
I finally was actually able to beat that last tier some 3-star at some way yesterday. I was stoked. I was like, yeah!
Nice. I still can't. Apparently I passed it once.
Yeah, I was able to.
Because I 1-starred it, but
yeah,
I
don't
think I passed that mythic tier in like a year.
Yeah.
I wish I wish the mythic tier would just have like the Thrawn battle, or like even a harder version of the Thrawn battle that you could just do all week. Right? So if I want to log into the game, I can actually use my characters to do something and like fight somebody. They cap you at one attempt. Well, what if
Yeah.
you only got rewards for the first attempt, but you got to attempt more time?
That would be nice. Not gonna lie.
Not,
That
I'm
would.
not, I'm not. I just want to be able to use the characters that I purchased, and I don't think I'm alone.
No. Oh, absolutely. I'm not a huge spender, but I have spent quite a bit of money over almost 4 years in this game. So yes, being able to actually use my characters that I put in, not just money, but hard-earned, shard farming time, gearing grinds, all that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If they had something that was similar to uh, the Blitz mode in Marvel Strike Force, where it gets progressively harder. I know GW's that way, but once you get to a certain
No,
point,
GW
uh,
used to be that way.
Yeah, now the
yeah.
last tier is basically gear 10s.
Yeah,
So,
that's as high
but
as it
like,
goes.
say do it faction based, like uh, Sith Empire versus Old Republic, and then like Separatist versus Galactic Republic. I know there's the assault battles, but
We need assault battles
not
for the newer factions, is what you're saying.
uh not quite. I'm thinking more of
Okay.
just like the more you fight it, the harder it gets.
Like survival mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my expectations extremely low. I don't like waves, but I think, for example, the bounty hunter assault battle is super neat, and a lot of them are unique because there's like there's an in event ability that your faction can use,
Yeah.
and you get rewarded for finishing the actual wave, as opposed to territory battles where you have to wait a week. Right? So there's like no actual satisfaction out of like completing territory battle waves for me. But if I complete like the assault battle for the bounty hunters and they give me like 500 uh, shard shop currency, like that's giving me like 2 days worth of gear just for doing this event, and that to me is more worth it. A lot of them give away credits or mods. Maybe diversify what you're giving away, or like what Fruguy said, Marvel Strike Force has a blitz mode, and just have it be like every tier you pass, you get like Carbonti salvage, like small pieces of it, and then the blitz mode lasts like 2 days or whatever. And if you hit a certain threshold, you get like half a Carbonti.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to give away a ton. I just want to be able to play the game. I mean, hell, I'd pay crystals to play the game. I did that today. I did a whole bunch of extra arena battles in the Darth Revan meta because I wanted to play the game. that's kind of insane. You're marketing this game to us and then not letting us play it.
Yeah.
One thing that they could do with Arena, I think, would be interesting, is if, say, they limited your arena climb to say 10 battles. Still keep a refresh, but then after that 10th battle, maybe change it so then for like once you hit that 10th battle, you can't climb any further, and then if you want to fight just to fight and it's not going to change your arena rank, do that for maybe 5 crystals.
Maybe.
That would
That's
let
solid.
you test whatever you wanted to. You get 5 test battles with Padme or the new Rex team to try to figure out how you're going to use that if you have it.
Yeah, and that's one of the other things I think that bothers me a slight amount is they keep reworking these teams and they put out new characters and they're creating new, not content, but they're adding more things to the game. And what they're really doing is giving us more toys we can't play with.
Yeah.
all I want to do is play with the toys I bought. I don't think that's a very high barrier. I actually manual Galactic War a lot. And I'm
Just to
not
have a
saying that
little bit of
everybody
fun.
wants to do stuff like this, but I would like the option to play the game when I want to.
Yeah. That would be
So-
enjoyable.
That's why I want new content. I would love to have like an assault battle running every day, something of that nature. Build one for every. I understand that this is a lot of work from the devs' perspective, but they've basically said that they're never going to give us a sandbox mode because they can't figure out how to monetize it, even though like I could figure
I
out.
was gonna say I've
Easily.
spitballed with quite a few people that hey,
Yeah.
this is how you can do it. Charge crystals.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the thing is there are definitely ways to monetize stuff if they actually want to monetize it. But I feel like they don't actually want to. It feels like they don't actually want to give us anything.
Well, another idea is, all right, just like they have on the light side and dark side battles, where you have the tabs. Why not do that with GW? I mean, set GW an easy tab,
That's
and
actually
then
a good point.
a medium tab, and then a hard tab, and then a mythic tab, or something like that.
Or even a tier system of actual GW nodes, like they do with the dark and light side battles.
You could have a light side and dark side GW where you can only use the same tunes. I mean, just like the normal light side and dark side battles.
Yeah.
You know, I never once thought that I would say this back when they changed Galactic War. But I wish I was fighting 5 Zeta CLS teams in Galactic.
You know, I never thought I would actually say this, but back in the day, I missed that Galactic War where you actually had to use your whole roster to, well, I mean, you didn't have to use your whole roster, but to be able to actually get through your Galactic War so you can farm your Zeb or whoever you were farming at the time. I miss having to make sure that all my abilities were off cooldown, that I left turn meter loaded so that the right person went first when I was going into the next node.
Yeah. I just think that it wouldn't be that big of a stretch to just, like, throw new content. And again, I understand that, oh no, new content, that means we have to work.
Oops.
Well, you sure don't have a problem putting out paywalls every, like, month and a half to 2 months.
Yeah, right?
So maybe use some of that money we're giving you and
it would be
develop.
nice. It would be nice to see that our money that we're spending is going into the game, not to make the next OP meta character.
Yeah, so 2016, or I believe 2016 was the most profitable year, and 2017
was.
2017 wasn't too far off, and 2018 was a slight dip. But I think 2019 is well below where they've been in past years, and part of that is probably because they haven't put out new content.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay money for territory battle. Gear 13 is surprisingly farmable for what it is. Malik was a blatant paywall that a lot of people, they didn't buy it because their character they were selling was broken, and as in like wasn't working as intended. Then after the event, they denied people the ability to buy it by then making the character even more stupidly overpowered. Like, they took 4 months trying to figure out how to fix C-3PO and decided to fix Finn instead.
Yeah.
Cleanse, Kyle.
I'm about to.
Yeah, Fruguy, you tell him how to heroic Sith raid.
So I actually,
I guess all
little known fact,
I guess all I'm
know
trying
how
to
play Night Sisters that well in the raid.
Little known fact.
You need to cleanse
I
about
hate the Night Sisters.
every 20 stacks.
I thought it was 30.
No.
Okay.
But anyways, I think a lot of the reason why they haven't made as much money this year could possibly be because they haven't actually put anything new into the game. The last new content we got was Grand Arena. Last
And
November.
that was actually great content.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's engaged. I feel Grand Arena has engaged the community on another level that they actually needed.
Yeah. Grand Arena is a great way to make money if you would actually put good enough rewards there. So one of the problems too is like I'm 4.2 million, and if I make Kyber, I'm getting the exact. If I make top 500 in Kyber, which I did last GAC,
Mhm.
I get the exact same rewards as someone in Division 10 who made top 500. That's not exactly a great incentive for me to like A, raise my GP, B, try all that difficult except for like I try because I'm competitive. I'm talking about like a lot of people I talk to. There's no desire to compete because the rewards are garbage. You make us play the game for a month, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love GAC.
As
The
do I.
rewards, not so much. I
Yeah,
think you can give us a little bit more, but I get it. The more rewards you give us, the more cheaters we get, and we've seen that cheating was not super high on your list of priorities. So,
well,
anyways, I
at
just want to
least
see
in
more
our
content in
eyes.
the game. Yeah, I just want to see more content. And contrary to popular belief, I don't hate content. I just hate territory battles.
Yeah,
I actually enjoy raids when I can actually hit them. I enjoy the assault battles. I manual the assault battles most of them.
I do
Even
too.
even the hardest
I
levels.
love doing the Rebel Roundup. That
Yeah, I
I
actually really
love
like using. Yeah,
I love that.
I
I
like
love
being able to
stacking
use teams that.
disintegrations.
Yeah, I don't get to use bounty hunters all that often because I put them on defense in territory wars and Grand Arena a lot. So it's nice to actually use a team that I don't use.
Yeah, because
So
most of the time, most of us put bounty hunters on defense, which they're still a fun team to play. I
yeah. Anyways, the TLDR of what I was what of the point I'm trying to make is it sure would be nice if I could just log in and play the game. And I don't feel like that is an actual option. Oh, to answer your question, I do not sandbag my GP, but I don't feel the need to accelerate my GP growth because the rewards of me raising my GP are not good enough. I'm not Fruguy. I don't sandbag my GP.
Yeah. Although now he can technically level up all his characters now because division is locked.
Yes, it's
I guess
locked.
that's.
And then I did a lot of tune stuff this afternoon.
So where are you at now?
Yeah. It's really bad because sometimes I just log in to tinker with mods, and then all the mods end up in the same spot, and all I did was waste 100k credits. But that's how badly I was.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done that before as well. I'm definitely guilty of that. I've sat there and tinkered with mods, and then I was like, you know what? No. And then they go back in the same spot.
Yeah.
And then I look
Anything else you guys wanted to add to this?
So basically, the TLDR of this is CG. We challenge you to make new content that engages the community, like GAC, but isn't a reskin of something else.
Or if it is a reskin, it is more than a functional reskin.
Right.
For example, GOTB still has all the things that myself and many people like myself dislike. Waves and platoon. You had the ability to do something unique. And one of the things I've talked about before, I don't think this was not my idea, but I forget who it was, so I can't give them credit. But it was not my idea. When you go to platoons, instead of requiring X amount of whatever, require it so only the characters put into platoons can be used in the combat mission. So, you as a guild have to figure out who's Darth Revan to put in, who's Darkside Bastila to put in, right? This would add a layer to the waves. And then when you go to do a wave, you pick the 5 tunes you want to use out of the platoons, and you can only use them once per player, and you use those tunes to fight the waves, right? You had the ability to do something super cool, and you just kind of pooped the bed with it and gave us the same thing, only artificially difficult. Preloaded turn meter, 1000% tenacity, 350k health pool, 80k non-crit hits.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a lot of I feel like they had a lot of potential for the TB, and I was legitimately excited for it when it came out. You can even DPK was there, Fruguy was there. I was excited until it was the same thing.
Yeah. And it was. That's exactly what it was. It was the same exact thing we've been doing for a year and a half.
Yeah, so just basically take old content, put a new spin on it, as opposed to just reskin it. Right? So all the assault battles, you can argue, are reskins of one another, but they all have different factions versus different factions, and they all have a unique ability within the assault battle that you. And that's awesome. Like, my Phoenix can't beat the Sith one where you have to fight the stupid Sidious just one shots my Phoenix. Because,
oh God.
Why wouldn't he? So I have to use my Night Sisters, and I don't like my Night Sisters, but I use my Night Sisters, and it's kind of cool. I use factions that I don't normally use, and I get use out of things in my roster.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Absolutely, Paul. You have 3 whales in your guild, platoon all of their best stuff, and then people leech off the whales. Absolutely. Except in my guild that I'm currently in, I'm not a whale, and I would probably be placing I would be placing some of my tunes into the platoon. And I am like bottom, 5 or 10 in my guild. I don't understand your comment by saying, and everyone does the same battle over and over again, nothing unique. What I'm saying is if you make people, if you get people to do something to unite them as a guild, that's what TV is meant for. Having the guild decide whose best tunes go where is doing something as a guild. So the way that TB works right now is all the whales platoon all their toys and then don't get to use them. The alternative is have all the whales platoon all their toys and then everyone gets to use them. So that's kind of the comparison I'm drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they could just make TB have like a power requirement for the platoons, and even if you put them in the platoons, you still get to use them in the battles. That would be the best thing to do.
You can do that too.
I mean, they just want to hurt you in what you're able to do once you have your stuff platooned.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I dislike territory battles, and I know that people like it, and that's okay that people like it. People cannot like TW, and I like it. We all have different things about this game that we like. All I'm asking is that when you put out something new, put a new spin on it. And by new spin, I don't mean don't make it artificially difficult just for the sake of making it difficult.
Yeah. Preloading the turn meter, like they did in the Chewbacca event and the C-3PO event in an extent. So I'm actually going to disagree with that, Paul.
The thing about TB, Paul, is yes, it works that you give up your stuff so that others can have it a little bit easier. But the fresh fish or minnows, if they platoon what they have, they don't have everything that's needed to put in the platoons. That's what they're working towards. And if you alter it up so that you can put all the stuff in the platoons to disable the abilities that's in the combat missions, and then still let people use that, that would make the game mode a lot more fun, because then you could actually program some counters to teams. So if the you might get a random say when Lightside GOTB comes out, you may get a random Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan with Malak that you have to face, and you might get a Darth Revan without Malak that you have to face.
So to address the minnow, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So to address the minnow comment, before last week or before 2 weeks ago, man, those poor minnows not putting the Darth Malaks they don't have in platoons was sure hurting the whales.
Yeah, right. So
that's not a real argument, dude. So the reason minnows refuse to put their things in their platoons is not because it hurts the whales and hurts the guild, it's because it hurts them.
It's the best things that they have.
If you make the minnows put their 10 best tunes into platoons, they lose their 3 best teams.
Yeah.
Or if you have somebody like if they put their Darth Revan in platoons and they don't have to put anything else, they lose the Darth Revan team, and then they can't complete waves.
Yeah. So I mean, all I'm trying to say is they had the ability to switch up platoons, which is what we hated about Hoth, to make it something unique. That was kind of what I was saying. You had the ability to put a twist on it, and you didn't.
I mean, if they want to make it really hard for us, now why not just let us use our best tunes against it and see what we can do? I mean, that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Like Merc said in chat, some of those people, they haven't played the game enough, so they don't have the roster depth. But they decided to wail one time on Darth Revan and Malak, and they're in a position to do that. So you're going to have the minnow, quote unquote minnow, that spent $200 total in the year he's been playing to platoon his only viable team, a high level team that can do two waves even in P1 or phase 1.
Yeah, and also I didn't hate Hoth. I thought Hoth was tedious and boring. I hate GOT.
Yeah.
Because it's all the things I disliked about Hoth. I'm just trying to say I don't hate TB. I mean, I don't like it, obviously.
No.
But I don't... If I hated it, I wouldn't do it, which means I wouldn't be in a good guild. Right? I still do my TB. I just think... And also, my passion comes from me wanting this nothing but success for this game. And to say they shouldn't be doing TB is kind of disingenuous, because that means that like these new players have to cut their teeth on Hoth for a year, and I don't want anybody to do that. Why deny someone rewards if they have 3 good teams? If you have 3 good teams, you can do 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4 day 1, and 2 out of 4 day 2 or phase 2, 1 out of 4 phase 3. Why should you be punished for being 1.4 million GP or whatever the GP if you happen to be at, because they put a height requirement of 80 million on GOTB, which essentially makes every single guild under 80 million not a guild, because no one wants to go there.
Yeah, we had some people coming in with a merger over the weekend, and there was some I saw mention of they wanted to make sure that, or there was, I think they were talking about one person specifically wanted to make sure that they were in a guild that was doing GOTB. And I guess didn't really care about what, how many stars they were getting or whatever. And I don't know the details of that, but You know, my guild's doing Hoth TB this time to help out our new Maliks, because we went from having 2 to now we got 12. And doing Hoth TB will get those Maliks done a little bit faster. And it's going to be 9 months to a year before we see any sort of shift in the ship meta because of people getting negotiator and whatnot, and then whatever they decide to will have I forget the term.
So what, Paul? Why does
Works
a 2 mil
with it.
account have no business in a 200 mil guild? Because
I was going to address that.
I'm
Go
curious
ahead.
as to your reasoning, and I wanted.
They don't have the tunes for GOTB. That's why.
Bullshit.
And I don't know why you're saying my Freud is showing. It's not instant gratification. It's that there isn't a deviation in stars among guilds between 200 and 220, right? So if you're at a certain GP level, your deviation is 2 to 3 stars. And the difference in rewards in that is very negligible, which means you're basically banding together as a guild to earn a set amount of stars that you can't really exceed. It's not necessarily instant gratification of wanting rewards now. It's that TB is basically rewarding you for the size of your guild, and you just have to play the mode for 6 days to get it.
If
Right.
they really wanted to make GOTB a reward for doing it and completing stars, it would start at double the rewards you get from doing Hoth TB.
Also, 2 million accounts absolutely belong in 200 million guilds, because what happens if they have Darth Revan, Darth Malik?
That's
Territory battles is only like a
As-
portion of the game.
as soon
lot
as
of
soon as
people-
I get out of this battle in Heroic Sith, I'm gonna show you the bottom end of my guild's
Every guild has low accounts at the bottom. In fact,
yeah,
I would say 3 of our top 5 players are in the bottom 10 of our guild.
There's
I'm
a
not
different
including myself in
starting
that.
point to the game these days. I mean, you started with Phoenix, and that's still a good starting point. But once you get done with Phoenix, you can go immediately to Jedi Revan. I mean, you don't even have to start with Phoenix
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah, you basically do Phoenix into Bastila into Jedi Revan. And then after
Yeah.
Jedi Revan, you deviate into like Geos. And that's the catch-up mechanic.
Yeah.
You get Geos and Revan.
oh shit.
And then after that, you go into like CLS. That's the other thing CG's been doing that's pretty good, is they've been putting in catch-up mechanics. So if they want, I don't want to say wanted, because I'm not actually sure how long they want this game to last. But they have the ability to help this game last a very long time, because they are creating teams like Jedi Revan and the Geos, which are easy to acquire and not overpowered. Well, not overpowered Jedi Revan anymore, right? So you're giving these new players good teams to just build out of the gate. But I like what. So I spent a lot of time trashing what we all did, trashing TB. So I want to talk for a little bit about the things we like about TB, because there are things that I like about TB that I never really talk about because they are overshadowed by a lot of the things I dislike. I like the fact that, like, you get to tell as an officer who's active in your guild.
Yeah.
Because they have to participate. You can tell by looking at waves, by looking at things. You can see if they need help on something. TB is actually a good tool to help with some of the players who struggle in the game.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any, or do I need to come up with another one? I want to balance the negativity with some positivity.
So.
All right, why don't we move on to GAC?
All right. Oh, wow. Even Fruguy's like, nope, nothing good about TB. Moving on. Thanks, TB officer.
Hey, when you can't even when the TB bot is taking 4+ hours to give a response, you might as well just move on.
All right. So, what is some of the prep you were doing for GOTB? Or not? Sorry, GAC. Sorry.
I did nothing.
Sandbagger.
Well, I stayed in Division 4 for the time being. So, I mean, it's not like my roster got any better going up 100,000 K or whatever from what I was the last time.
Well, okay. So,
I
how
mean,
many teams are you placing? You're placing 6 teams on defense?
Yep.
Do you feel comfortable with having, I guess, 12 teams?
With the ones I have, pretty much. Because I'm not going to go heavy defense because I'm going to face a lot of people that have Darth Revan and I don't have Darth Revan yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rough one. Thankfully, there are some counters out there. At least now.
Yeah, I'm 88 shards away from finishing Juhani to have everything done for getting Darth Revan. So
No, Ian. No. So, my GAC prep.
Well, you're in game. Why don't you show us?
Yeah, I'm going to once I get the little red dot to go away on GAC.
Oh, sorry.
let's have a DPK roster review.
Yeah, no.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it live.
So GAC prep. Finishing my Geos to Gear 12. I just took Sunfact today to Gear 12. Geo Soldier. Farming for the not that piece. The furnace. I'm not gonna make. I'm gonna be, I think, 1 Zeta match short. I'm sorry, 2 Zeta match short of getting Malik's second Zeta on him before GAC, which is going to
That
suck.
looks like 3 Zeta match short.
Well, no, because lock doesn't start till tomorrow.
I think he's saying he can buy another mat.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and slowly working on this ugly clanker, as the clones call him. I hate gearing this guy. This freaking Magna Guard. Ugh, I hate it. So, and Droideka's not much better either. His shards have been dropping really slow. B1 is, I need 20 more shards. Embo finally made it back to my favorites, so I'm farming these two, Droideka and Embo, for shards on the normal, with normal energy. Cantina energy is Marauder. And B1 and Shock are getting ships. So, ships energies.
Nice. Yeah, Sith Marauder's a semi-easy gear. Yeah, you're further along with your Malik than I am. I actually just dumped Embo into my favorites recently, too.
Well, you reminded me that the other day. I was like, I still haven't finished that.
Yeah.
He would actually be, Marauder would actually be Gear 8, but I'm not giving him syringes because my Separatists still need syringes. that's been a tedious process. They need so many dang syringes. Padme's kind of just chilling there because I'm kind of in limbo with her. Like, I really want to gear her up and start putting Zetas on that team, but I kind of don't because I don't know. I feel like something's going to push her out of the limelight, and only her unique is going to be what you need. So that's kind of why I'm holding on Padme at the moment.
I probably wouldn't touch Padme until we see what the next paywall character is.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, I feel like there's gonna be something that's gonna be like, hey, you know that Padme and the Malik you just got last month? Well, sorry, you just redrained your resources. So.
Yeah, I'm not upset with the resources I've dumped into Padme because it's nice to have like a third I win button on offense.
Yeah.
We kind of discussed this the other day. It feels good to know that I have like CLS, Treya, and Padme in my pocket because those are basically like the equivalent of, I don't want to say auto wins, but you know, against the counters, you can just be like, those are like, you can check off your opponent's toughest teams kind of just by knowing that you have them.
Right. What are you doing, child?
Taking first in arena, something you don't know anything about.
So any other?
Well, I can kind of go through what I did the last like weeks.
Yeah. What?
I finished up Troopers, just kind of touching up teams. I'm up to 15 teams I feel comfortable with. I need 6. Right? Part of the problem. I'm happy I won't be facing any 4.8 million guys because I'll be fighting people in my division. At 4.2, that means I'll be fighting people no bigger than 4.49, which feels really good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that'll bring some of the that'll bring a little bit more parity in depth.
Yeah, that'll bring the.
Yeah, just kind of touching up the teams I already have existing. That's kind of been my process. I've been taking the key tunes on teams up to Gear 12. I guess best examples would be took the Geo pilots to Gear 12.
Whoa, that's not
Took
what I want to do.
took my Night Sisters. Finished taking my Night Sisters to Gear 12. I remodded my. I remodded a fair amount of my roster too last week when GA was supposed to start, and that's about the biggest thing I've done. Most of it is just putting additional gear on characters to round out teams. I'm still one team short, but hopefully the 501st will pull that together. Or I probably, if it's not a legendary, I don't think I'm going to be prepared to get a journey.
Yeah, no,
And
I
I
don't think
almost
we're.
certainly will not be prepared to get an epic confrontation character. So hopefully the 501st trio is good enough with maybe one or two other tunes. Not Shakti because I don't want to gear her.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully I can find a couple of extra characters to throw in there. So if the trio works well together, maybe throw Chase in there too, right? I'll be doing some experimenting with what I want to do with some of the pieces teams I have. You know, like the Wampa, the Hoda. I have a Gear 11 Phasma because I guess I hated my life at one point.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, I have Gear 12 Wigs.
I don't think I have a
Gear
Gear
12
11
Akbar.
Phasma either.
Wait, did you just call Phasma a he?
No. I said I think I don't have. No, sweetie.
Why?
Because I said so. Why do you have to ask why?
Well, there's way too.
Just-
Yeah, guys, remember, hit the thumbs down button.
Yes, please do hit the thumbs down button. It really helps my channel grow and get bigger. Wait, that's not what
For
I was
every
supposed to
thumbs
say.
down, hold on. For every thumbs down, I will delete a +10 speed mod. I will record it as well.
I was gonna say. I was about to say I need to see this. I need video proof.
Ian, thank you, Ian. But no, in all seriousness, hit the like button. I don't want to actually answer that question apropos because I feel like most people would find my deal disingenuous.
Never.
I may or may not have about a dozen unequipped +10 speed mods. So my offer may or may not be kind of disingenuous. But anyways, yeah, smash the like button.
I think you ought to delete a crit damage triangle.
Oh no! I'm not doing that. Hit the like button. Like button.
Oh.
Well, Ian, we know that Liddy Pool's the mother. We're not sure who the father is.
Well, I mean, it's just Ian is the kid in here. I mean, let's just address the elephant in the room.
You called him fat?
What? No.
You said he's an elephant.
No. No, I said there was an elephant in the room. This is what? No.
Wait. I know you're. I was just giving you the benefit of the doubt that you were referring to Ian and not, Lady Pool. Thank you, Ray Rock.
Thank you, Ray Rock. Appreciate it, buddy.
What about me now?
Oh, now you've summoned her. You've summoned her. You said her name 3 times and she appears. It's like Beetlejuice.
No. It's called Bloody Mary, bish.
Except she has a better laugh. Excuse me, this is G-rated and I haven't been cussing either.
I didn't cuss. That was a PG version of the word. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're built like an effing gorilla. What you're saying is you have longer arms than you do legs. Am I right? Is that what you were saying, Ian?
Sounds like you.
You can't get now.
Paul, you're not fat. At least not that fat.
Hold on. To quote one of my. I'm sorry, the door is locked. Lily, can you please open the door? She's going potty. Leave her alone.
So, how are we? Fruit, do you want to read over the clone kits?
Yes.
We can kind of try and talk about how we mod them.
How you mod them? Hold on.
Play the intro while he's finding it.
Hold on. I got something for y'all. Thought I had it there. Apparently I don't. Sorry.
It's the problem with being a parent.
I can never find stuff. That kids are distracting me. Hey,
Having
be
a
careful.
giggle fest in the background.
Be careful, kids.
I feel like this is very quickly going to be. Why am I?
Where is it?
Oh, Fruguy ran the bot. Damn it, Fruguy.
You're
He
creeping
likes-
up on plus 15s versus subscribers.
Yeah, I sure am. I've been putting in some more. I've been putting in a bunch of work on mods. I've gotten a bunch more plus 15s.
I actually got a couple of good plus 10s today. Careful. From whatever we got today. I got a few mods today that I got 1 to 15, I think 2 to 13, and 1 to 11. Hey, girls, get off your
Beautiful.
sister. Please get off.
I haven't
Don't
actually
pull her hair.
I haven't actually
Stop
rolled my
pulling her
mods
hair.
from today.
It was not stuck. It was stuck. Yeah, okay. Nice try, kid.
No, man, you forgot to draw a circle around your face. Be like, this is my believing you, Faye.
All right. Here, I think I found it. Hold on.
It's time for mods. Modding advice with Doja-san.
That's from my
I
good.
feel like we should
our good-
retitle this video of like Dan and Kyle do Hollywood plus the giggles.
Well, the giggles would go down a little bit if someone moved the kids to a different room. Or
They won't stay out. I've tried to get them back downstairs, but they won't. They're gonna stay upstairs with Daddy.
But so yes, our good buddy who actually retired Thursday for the time being, Doja-san gave us that audio clip it, and so yes.
did you actually play it? 'Cause I didn't
did.
hear it.
Well, I don't think it'll play through yo. Hey.
No, you have to turn the YouTube
I
volume
told
up
y'all
to
to
listen to
stop.
it.
I told y'all to stop. I know. I
And
saw
that is my cue to come upstairs again. I will
know.
be
She got
back.
you right in the honker, didn't she?
No.
That's
The
your
All right,
DPK
so
pen.
Anyways,
going over the clone kits, looking at Rex first. The new tag he picked up was 501st. On his basic, they didn't change the first sentence of it, so he still deals physical damage to the target enemy and removes 25% turn meter. They added that he grants potency up for 1 turn to a random 501st clone trooper ally who doesn't already have it. And then when you look at his first special, they changed it up a little bit. So it's dispel all debuffs on all allies and grant them tenacity up for 3 turns. Clone trooper allies gain 60% turn meter plus an additional 10% turn meter for each debuff dispelled this way, and other allies gain half these amounts. His special 2, which was previously called Subdue, is now Aerial Advantage. It is deal physical damage to target enemy plus bonus damage equal to 25% of the target's max health for each turn a clone trooper ally has taken during this encounter. This ability starts on cooldown, which is a cooldown of 4. Then his leadership is clone trooper allies and 501st allies have plus 20% max health. This increase is doubled for 501st clone troopers and halved for other allies. In addition, whenever an ally suffers a critical hit, all clone trooper allies gain 15% turn meter, and other allies gain half that amount. And then his unique, which is Captain of the 501st, says all 501st allies have plus 4% speed for each 501st ally present at the start of battle. Other 501st clone trooper allies reduce their own ability cooldowns by 1 at the start of each of their turns. If Ahsoka Tano is an ally, she gains critical hit immunity for 2 turns whenever she falls below 100% health.
So to kind of recap the changes, they reworded his first special.
Yep.
It used to say dispel all negative effects, and now it says dispel all debuffs. So they really just kind of cleaned up the language. The ability more or less stayed the same. On the leadership, they basically just tacked on
Which I'm
another.
so
They
glad
tacked
they
on an
didn't.
Omega.
They didn't
Yep.
screw with his lead. I really am.
Yep, they gave him an Omega, which doubles the max health for 501st. And then the Zeta. Yes, Paul. Paul just messaged me, and I thought this was worth mentioning really quick. The audiobook version of the forums with Fruguy. Thank you, Paul. That was really good.
That's awesome,
Paul
Paul.
said
Thank
it
you.
before I could.
The actual Zeta on his unique, the Zeta itself adds the cooldown reduction. So the Zeta does not add the speed, which is worth noting. So they also gave him a delete button, which is kind of cool too.
Yes,
So
and I have
my
seen some
best.
crazy damage flying around the
Here's one thing,
forums
Paul.
and stuff.
Me reading that kit will help those who have trouble reading the kits.
Yeah. So
That's awesome, Nev.
what we're going to
By the
do?
way.
Yeah. Yes, that will be awesome. I will make sure I'm there for the kids stream.
I would just like to take a moment, and I didn't ask Nev if I could do this, but I'm going to. I'm super happy that you're going to be able to see your girls in October, dude. I know it's been a tough road, especially since you came to the States, and I'm glad that you're at least getting a little piece of, we'll call it home, brought to you. I know you've been struggling. I know what it's like. You've been struggling without your children. So
I
congratulations,
will
dude. I'm happy
definitely
for
be
you.
there too.
Yes, I'm very happy for you, Nev. That's huge, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah. So I have to kind of pivot back again. Congratulations, Nev. Super happy for you. I currently have a speed set and a health set on Rex. You might want to go with either like the small second, I guess, can be like tenacity, keep him getting ability blocked, maybe defense to keep or health, make him more survivable. Or you could just do like a broken set to just put as much speed on him as you can. Right, so just put your highest speed secondaries on him. I'm pretty sure you're gonna want him to just be fast at this point.
Well,
Especially since the
I'm
comp
I'm
that I've been
actually
seeing
gonna
flying around, at least for the
disagree.
meantime, has a shock T lead, which just tacks more speed on. Go ahead, DBK.
So, but with his delete button, I haven't tested it myself yet, but I have noticed that a lot of people are clocking Rex actually slower, turn order wise, in their teams, so that he gets more stacks of those. And depending what what team you're going against, like if you're going against a Grievous team, you want him to be slower so that when he gets to that Annihilate, it's game over for Grievous.
So what are you suggesting then?
Basically, you want him fast, but you don't want him the fastest. You want him to go behind, I think.
So with his turn meter gain move, I think you want him to go first. Because if he goes first, he makes the rest of the team go first. Right, so he goes first and he uses his little point the gun in the air and shoot the sky thing. Right? He does that, gives all of his allies turn meter, and then they go before your opponent goes. Which means you can actually put more stats on your teammates and less speed on them just by putting more speed on Rex. Because he gives them 60% turn meter, or 30% depending on, what faction they are. So that's why I said speed, because he speeds the entire team up. It's like Stark. Stark speeds the troopers up. I think Rex is going to speed up
Oh no, I agree.
the clones. I
I'm
think with the delete button, you want him going as much as possible to get his delete button off.
right.
So I would just say treat him like Stark. Put a speed set on him.
With some offense secondaries.
Yes.
Yeah, tenacity. I'm not sure that Rex is the damage dealer on the team. I think you just want him to stop him from being ability blocked and give him survivability.
Yeah. Okay. Going to 5s. They didn't change his basic. His special 1 deal physical damage and call a random call. He actually gets to select the target ally to assist now. And if the assisting ally is a clone trooper or a 501st, they deal 35% more damage. And at the end of his turn, if no allies are taunting, he taunts for 2 turns. His leadership is clone trooper allies now have plus 50% defense. Other allies gain half that amount. 501st allies gain protection over time, 5% for 2 turns whenever they are critically hit. His unique 1 is Domino Squad. He has 85% counter chance. He gains 15% turn meter whenever another clone trooper or 501st ally takes damage, and half that amount for other allies. If Echo is present, 5s has 100 plus 100% defense when taunting, or deals 100% more damage when not taunting. And then his unique 2, Tactical Awareness, which has a Zeta. Unique 1 has a Zeta as well, according to what it has on the forums. But his unique 2, it's 5s can't be revived. When another 501st clone trooper ally would be defeated while 5s is active, they recover 100% health and 5s is defeated instead. If 5s is defeated this way, 501st clone trooper allies gain his max health, max protection, speed, and offense stats on top of their own until the end of the battle.
So several parts of that kit are kind of interesting. For example, at the very end there, they say end of battle, which if you're looking at territory battles, that is the entire, that's all 4 waves, right? So each wave is an encounter. Han shoots first at the beginning of each encounter, right? So the phrasing there is very important. So if he dies in the first wave, those stats will carry over to the future wave. The Zeta specifically on the second unique says if 5s is defeated this way, 501st clone trooper allies gain his max health, max protection, speed, and offense stats in addition to their own until the end of battle. The one-time res happens without the Zeta. The buff spread is what you're paying the Zeta for.
Yeah.
And then they updated they tweaked his previous Zeta to, I believe he did extra counter damage, and then they made it so now he does now he gets plus 100. If Echo is present, he has plus 100 defense when taunting, or 100% more damage when not taunting. I also like that he taunts for 2 turns, but checks every turn. So if it gets dispelled, he will then retaunt. I think that makes him a lot better.
It does. I agree.
I have my 5s currently modded for tenacity and health with protection. It's tough because you want to incentivize him dying, but at the same time, you don't want to incentivize him dying. I don't think I'm going to change his mods. I think I'm going to keep him modded for survivability. I might switch him over to an offense cross because of the stat switch. I might put like a little bit. I might put a little bit of extra stuff on him just for that. But I think I still want to mod him to be fairly tanky because he is going to
Well, I
taunt,
was going
which
to
means
say
he's probably going to die first.
He's got one of the highest defense, the armor rates in the game.
Yes. So, I know Macias advocates modding him extremely fast so he can continue to taunt and then eventually die. But I still think you want some speed on him, but I think that you want to focus on, just give him some tank mods. Move on with your life. Maybe an offense cross for when he does die. He's a tricky one. You're going to have to do some testing and see what the team looks like. Because, in my opinion, if it's just the three of them, the three clones, like say Ahsoka doesn't make the team, I don't know how much priority I'd put on making him die.
Right.
But he only spreads his stats to the 501st Clone Trooper, right? So he's only going to give his stats to Echo and Rex, even if there are other 501st characters on the team. So while it's great to give those two stats, I don't know how important that is going to be in, say, Grand Arena, Territory Wars, etc.
Well,
So that
as
we
of
will have
right
to
now,
see.
there's no other 501st to give stats to.
Yes, and that's what I was saying. Like, if they drop two more clones that are 501st, I could very easily be wrong, and you want to stack him with as much offense and health as possible so that he will die and give everything to everyone. But as of right now, if Shakti is the lead and you have Ahsoka on the team too, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you. I would say just mod him like a tank and see where the chips fall. So I don't know if DBK disagrees or not.
It really. So having, I think you do want. It's really hard because I want to. My clones are not here. I'll show you my clone. My clones are hot trash, and I've been playing the game since launch. But so I think you kind of nailed it on the head, and you want Fives to be taunting, so he does end up dying first, so he can spread those buffs. But at the same time, I think because most of the other characters that, as of right now, are tagged as 501st, are extremely squishy. Echo, Rex, and Ahsoka are all extremely squishy. So, I feel like you want Fives to be taunting. You don't want him to die too soon. So you definitely want Nev. The link is actually in the description. If you want to click it. So you do want Fives taunting, but you don't want him dying super quick. So you want him to have some survivability. If you can, depending on where your mods sit, you might want to put a little bit of speed on him, so he is like checking for his taunt, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think he might be closer to a Bosk style character where you do want
Right.
maybe not
No,
quite Bosk,
yeah, exactly.
but where you want some speed secondaries on him, but I think you still want some. Yes, I still think you want tenacity, and you might actually go with health over protection if possible.
Right.
Because of the stat swap, so I think you might be looking for health as opposed to protection.
Yes. Yes.
Although, wait, does he actually give his protection? I don't recall reading that he
Hold on. Fives head.
Oh, he does give max protection. It doesn't matter. Mod it for protection. He gives protection. Keep the protection circle
Or
on him to be a little
you
extra
could
tanky.
just give him some more some of those good defensive mods that everybody has laying around.
Oh, you mean all those like 3-roll defense mods that have 3 speed on them?
Yeah. No, I'm so Fives has had, I think has always had one of the top 5 armor rates in the game. So defense, if you have some of those defense mods that have hits like 2-3 speed and then 2 or 3 defense, flat defense, or even defense percentages, it's worth a shot putting on him because he's going to soak up a lot of damage. So.
Well, he's going to proc the pseudo savior regardless. So if they kill Rex, he'll die instead.
Right.
Which kind of does his taunting job for him. The Zeta, like I said, the Zeta's good though.
If Fives is defeated with his sacrifice, he gives his max health, max protection, speed, and offense stats.
You also have to remember that he only gives the buff if somebody else dies first.
Right. He's got to sacrifice himself.
If they just kill Fives first, you don't get the buff. So that's why I'm saying I would hold off on the Zeta because of that. Or rather, I wouldn't go ahead and Zeta him for this team when A, we don't know the team, and B, he has a very specific requirement for the Zeta to proc, so to speak.
That's a very good point.
I know they tweaked Echo again because why let Dan have any fun with broken tunes? So, Fruguy, do you want to read off Echo?
Well, Rooster, like I was saying, the characters around him are really squishy. So you bring in like Scion, and one of the other characters goes down from an AoE. You have Fives is sacrificing himself because of that. So keep that in mind. Strong AoEs do exist, like Darth Revan.
Well, there's also more and more targeted dispel too.
Yes.
Which lends some credence to making Fives a little slower. Put some speed onto it, making him a little slower, so he takes less turns and actually taunts less.
Yeah.
That's why I said we're going to have to wait and see what the rest of the team looks like. But if it's just the trio, I think you just want to tank him out. Right? Like, make him tanky.
Yeah, if it's 3v3, just tank him out.
Yeah. Since Fruguy is busy.
Here, let me pull up.
Instead of his nice southern dulcet tones, you will either get my extremely fast northern Midwest tones or DBK's
forgot I was muted.
Welcome back.
You had one job.
One job. And also, Rooster, I don't believe either 3 of the people that are currently on the voice chat have Watt unlocked. Let me fix that, Nev. Hold on.
I also blame Fruguy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did not see any Watts on defense in either of the guilds I am in. I think Watt is a better offensive character because I think he benefits from player control.
Back to the kit. Echo's basic.
Are you actually ready to do this?
Well, I was doing it a while ago till I got so rudely interrupted by the host of this show.
My bad.
Answering a viewer question. How dare he?
I know. What a schmuck.
Excuse you?
I was calling
I
myself.
feel like you sneezed.
So.
Continue, Fruguy.
Wow.
Okay. So his basic deal physical damage to target enemy and grant 15% turn meter to another random ally with less than 50% turn meter. That went down by 5%. It was 20. And then this attack deals 15% more damage if Echo has critical damage up. Special 1 EMP grenade. It's called 4-turn cooldown. Deal special damage to all enemies and dispel all buffs on them. Stun all droid enemies. Unique 1, copy that. It was previously called Follow Up. Whenever another clone trooper or 501st ally uses their basic ability during their turn, Echo assists. Whenever another clone trooper or 501st ally critically hits an enemy, Echo's next attack will be a critical hit. Unique 2 Domino Squad was previously called By the Book, and this has a Zeta on it. Clone Trooper and 501st allies have plus 20% critical chance when an enemy evades an attack from a Clone Trooper or 501st ally. Echo deals damage to them equal to 20% of their max health, which can't be evaded. If 5s is present, Echo deals 100% more damage when 5s is taunting, or has plus 100% defense when 5s is not taunting.
All right, so just to kind of touch on some of this, they did kind of the Zeta itself actually adds when an enemy evades an attack from a clone trooper or 501st ally, Echo deals damage to them equal to 20% of their max health, which can't be evaded. He still gives the crit chance and still gets the bonuses from 5s, whether or not he's taunting. So that's what you're putting the Zeta on him for. That Zeta is pretty good, but again, until we see the rest of the squad, it's probably worth holding off on. Again, like that's probably gonna be my I don't want to say advice, but my advice. My advice for all the clone Zetas, don't do them yet. I mean, if you have them all Gear 13 maxed out, sure, go for it. But I wouldn't Zeta these characters until we see what else they're getting.
Absolutely. I would definitely, especially if the quote-unquote rumors that are going around do come to fruition, you're gonna want to say, you don't want to be kicking yourself in the shin because you spent your Zetas and all of a sudden there's a new Journey character.
Yeah. So on his special, his AoE, he stuns all the droid allies for 1 turn. So that's probably going to be useful in Light Side TB coming up, and it also might make him good against General Grievous.
Yes.
So, again, he gives everyone plus 20% crit chance, and he actually has fairly low base crit chance. So you might actually want to mod him for crit chance, but I'm not sure you even want or need crit chance because Echo has guaranteed crits in his kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you want a ton of speed on him either. He's going to assist every time. Was it every time they use an ability? Or is it whenever they use a basic ability during their turn. So unfortunately, he will not assist 5s when he counterattacks because that'd be stupid.
Well, I think they fixed that because of that. They didn't want him assisting for his counter.
Well,
I mean, it sounds good to me.
Just treat him like Mission. Treat him like Mission.
Yes.
Treat him like Grandmaster Yoda. Treat him like HK. Well, HK actually wants some speed if you're using him in Arena.
Yes.
Right? Treat him like those damage dealers, Ahsoka. Treat him like those damage dealers who don't need speed because they assist or whatever. Right? Or like Resistance Trooper, Clone Sergeant. These guys don't need speed because they gain turn meter, they assist. Yep. You probably want some tenacity on him because if you're going to slow him down, you want to make sure that he doesn't get dazed.
Yeah, because a daze will wreck your world.
Yeah, so I would honestly say an offense set with a tenacity set with some crit chance and offense secondaries, and you can put some speed on him. I'm not saying you can't. You have to zero him out, but you don't need to focus on speed because he'll get called to assist a lot.
Yeah, you want him hit basically. Like you were saying, treat him like Ahsoka on the Padme squad. Stack him with some offense, and make sure you put. Well, hold on, I take that back. Put a crit damage set because he does have guaranteed crits on in his kit. So You want to?
I would still put an offense bet on him. It'll matter more when he doesn't crit. He has a relatively low natural crit chance, and he has to have another clone crit in order for him to crit, get the auto crit. And just taking a
Critception.
cursory look at their crit chances, the 5s has a low crit chance, and Rex has a reasonable crit chance, but
Well,
they
that's
don't have
why.
really great
That's
crit
why
chances.
usually people used to run everybody Zeta Code Elite for the crit chance.
Yep. So basically, they get plus 20% crit chance, which means Echo's like operating off of like a base 50% crit chance, and that's after the boost. So I'd kind of, I'd put an offense set on him. I would want his crit chance up near 75 before I put a crit damage set on him. You can put a crit damage triangle on him.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fine.
absolutely.
Offense set, crit damage triangle. But I think you want to focus more on offense. But that's just my opinion. And as was said in the, I don't know if you played both sound bites, but I'm not responsible for any poor decisions you make based on my bad recommendation.
I didn't. I can't. I don't know what's going on, but I gotta figure
Well, we
out.
know you don't.
I gotta figure out why where everything's getting stored on my computer when I save it. It's not saving in the right spots.
That's why we need to, again, going back to the opening, that's why we need
Yeah.
that's why we need to work on the Google Drive.
Ian, now I just feel like you're just saying things to say things. You like to hear yourself talk,
Oh.
don't you?
I can read a conversation from Ian earlier on his server where he's trying to get me to put an offense cross with offense and speed secondaries. Oh, who are you trying to get me to put that on, Ian? Hold on. I'm going to go read this. He wanted me to put it on K2SO.
What?
16 speed, 122 offense cross. He wanted me to put it on K2SO.
I think you've
Or
been Jar Jarred.
Well, or Jar Jar. He tried some bad tunes before the Jar Jar joke. Well, I believe you. I was just saying, based on his kit, you want to slow him down and add as much offense as you can because he's going to be assisting, and then tenacity to stop him from being dazed. I don't know what that means, Ian. I'm not 12.
Don't worry, Dagger. In a few years, you'll learn all the cool terms from your teenage daughters.
I'm gonna hurt you. We won't be friends when that happens. I'll make sure of that.
See?
Urban Dictionary will be your best friend.
Yeah, I just know what a sea beerman is. That's my extent of Urban Dictionary.
Okay, I don't even know what that is.
That's okay. Go look it up.
I'm kind of afraid to because you specifically are telling me to look it up, so I'm kind of afraid to do it now.
That makes me wonder if Chef Biscuits are in there.
No one's going to get that reference.
Alrighty then.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm supposed to keep this. I'm supposed to keep this rated PG, and a sea beerman is not PG.
Why did you bring it up?
It's not as bad as docking.
Wow. Come on.
Or locker boxing.
Oh, boy. Oh, dear Jeebus. I'm done. I'm done with y'all. I am done.
Oh, God damn it, Fruguy.
Wow.
All right. We should do this every week on the stream. Not that part. This part. This part I'm about to say. we should also consider not doing that on stream because you would get demonetized and banned in a hurry.
Not that they're monetized right now, but
we should remod a tune on your roster every week.
I'm okay. I could get behind that.
And that's not a joke because you need it. It's like a legitimate
No, especially with the kids constantly getting updated, new characters. I think it would be nice.
Yeah. Or you can just be like Fruguy and just like not mod your characters.
"Quote unquote" sandbag your GB.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, I recently found a couple of characters that were not modded, and I'm like, oh god, I have more mod work to do. No! I almost cried a
But
little.
modding is fun, right, Dagger?
Hey, I actually really enjoy modding my characters. I do.
That wasn't meant to
It's
be
the
sarcastic.
farming them and slicing them that is garbage.
I'm going to pull a line from Ranger right now and just be like, mod depression. That's all it is. Just
See,
mod depression.
just don't look. The problem everybody makes when they're modding is they keep
They
looking.
Don't look! Don't look!
Just
What am I
click the
supposed to do,
button
hit
and look
auto?
away. Quick,
No.
hurry.
No,
right?
so for
Just click and look away.
no, so what you do is you just don't you try and pay minimal attention. So you slice it, and if it rolls speed, it's like okay, and you just like do 30 of them at once, so you don't remember how many rolled speed. And you just
30 of them at once?
no. So yeah, absolutely. That's what I do. I roll like a bunch of them at once, and then I just go through and sell the ones I hit that didn't roll speed. You offset the PTSD of not rolling speed by actually rolling some speed. Also, it's the same thing I do with my character farms. I couldn't tell you what shards my Shock T or Embo are at. Right? Like, I didn't know my Droidica was going to be done until I had him 92 out of 100.
And then you're like, oh, hey.
I don't. That's what I mean. Like, I go out of my way to just not look because it just makes me sad. Right? Like, you looking and you are. What is it? What is it the parents teach kids? It's like, boring people get bored, sad people get sad. If you want to get sad and look at like all your bad mods, go be sad. Look at your bad mods. I need a good cry every now and then too. I mean, I prefer to watch Princess Bride or The Notebook, but I mean, or Marley and Me. But you guys do you.
I thought you had a good cry every time you took a shower, Dagger.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh!
I wasn't going to go there. I wasn't going to go there. I was going to keep this nice and,
Oh!
You
No, I
guys
just
didn't went there.
these. They're so.
Alright.
I would just like to point out how mean these guys are to me. I don't know why they're so mean to me.
Oh,
They
right.
do nothing. They do nothing but treat me like crap.
So
it's
I
loving
was
crap.
actually gonna say, Dagger usually cries at the end scene of, I think it was Fast and Furious 6, the one with Paul Walker's last movie. But everybody
I
cries
didn't cry at the end.
when they're doing the.
I didn't cry during the movie.
You cried at. Well, yeah, you did. I thought you said you did.
I didn't cry during the movie.
You cried after the movie.
He cried standing in line waiting for his ticket.
No, I cried when I got misty-eyed when I found out he died. I didn't cry during the movie. I mean, I got goosebumps and I got hit in the feels, right? Like, I'm an adult man, right? Like, I got hit in the feels. Seeing a dead guy on screen that you grew up watching. How do you think everyone going to feel watching Princess Leia in Episode 9?
Don't you dare do that.
You're telling me that's not going to hit you in the feels?
Shut up.
Just use basics. Make them counterattack and kill themselves. I don't know why this is so difficult. No, don't daze the one with counterattack. Daze the one that doesn't have counterattack. Don't isolate them. Make them kill themselves. It's the easiest way to win. If you're using Trey lead, just hit them with basics. No, don't dispel it. I guess he had taunt. That's fine. But yeah, just make them kill themselves. Don't do it.
Always go into wave 4 with your annihilate prepared.
Yep. Why'd you take away all the counterattack? They can continue to kill themselves.
It comes right back.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. I actually, that's like Trey is like the one saving grace to GOTB. If you get Shock T,
I would much rather have Shock T with with Treya than anybody
Yes. Yes, I did. I also don't think that we should talk about spoilers because some people try to avoid those.
I
So if you want
agree.
to talk about spoilers, there's Discord where people want to talk about them.
Yeah, so someone listening to the lunch stream this afternoon, someone actually got upset that they started talking about the the new movie. So to avoid that and to keep people coming back, we're not going to talk about the movie until the movie's out.
So if you're afraid of spoilers, go off grid, move out in the wilderness, give up your cell phone.
Yeah, if you don't want to, if
and
you don't want to hear about Star
be
Wars
quiet.
for the next however many months, whatever it is, just lock yourself in a box.
I would like to point out I avoided the episode 8 trailer until the movie came out.
That wasn't hard.
I wish I'd watched the trailer, then I wouldn't have gone and seen the movie.
How can there be any spoilers when all you saw was her flipping open a Sith army saber?
No, I get it. I'm just saying that, like, I got yelled at today in the guild in my guild chat for bringing that up because some people are like, "We want to watch the movie without any context." I'm like, "You mean episode 7 and 8?" Right? I can understand no spoilers for episode 7. We're in episode 9. We know who the characters are. But yeah, I'm just saying we should probably try to avoid it just because, or have a spoiler alert or whatever.
Do I really have to answer that question, Ian? Because I feel like I might get an angry mob if I answer that question, Ian.
For the record, trailers are spoilers because it is spoiling what's scenes from the movie. So I'm
Not quite.
I'm just pointing out that, like, I see why they consider them that. I'm not saying I agree. I'm
mean,
just saying I get it.
There's some YouTube channels that
I talk
break-
with DPK on a regular basis. I'm okay
break-
talking to stupid.
there's some YouTube channels that break down trailers to try to figure out what's going to happen in a movie, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
And DPK just breaks down.
Yep.
No comment.
Talking about me crying in the shower.
Definitely no comment.
See, that's all the comment we need.
Those comments are getting quite loud.
Yeah, right?
It'll be louder later after the show.
We
I
didn't
thought
need
that
to know
was the
Moving
train.
on.
So, DPK, what have you been doing in Swugger this week? Besides taking first, because we know you're not doing that.
Nev, this is long. What?
Nev was timed out. Why was Nev timed out?
Wait, what happened?
What the hell did you do, DPK?
I didn't do anything. Nightbot did it.
Yeah, but you set the parameters for Nightbot.
I didn't think I actually enabled it. My bad. Oh, my ear. Ow.
Okay,
Yeah, we did
so
that
I
on
think it might be
purpose.
time to teach DPK
Okay.
the bot rules of YouTube.
Like, that's why I'm watching YouTube, to time people out if they're being stupid, like Ian.
Well, you're not doing a very good job then.
Oh, he's gone. Sorry, Ian, that was for comedic effect. I'm not really sorry, but like,
Y'all are just trolling, and it's horrible. Oh my god.
okay, Nev, good, you're still here. What did you say that got the Nightbot to time you out?
He typed in caps. And apparently caps
Can you see
is...
the message he typed?
It was, "This is loud." Wow, you deleted all of
Anyways,
Ian's messages.
oh yeah. Ian's messages are all gone. I don't know what happened. Oh, okay, Nev. That's. I would apologize, but it was for a comedic effect for DPK, I guess.
I
All
honestly
right.
didn't know it would time people out for typing in caps.
Yeah, you have to like set the parameters for the bot.
I'll make sure I look at that. Oops. I don't know how to YouTube.
One must correctly learn how to read a bot's instructions.
I don't know how to YouTube.
All right. Who's being mean to DPK? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Ian is in the... Dagger used his carbonite blast to spray him in the face.
Now his mouth is frozen shut.
I mean,
But who
it's
is
not just
being
peanut
mean
butter
to
that glues your mouth
DPK?
shut.
Like, I have a right to be mean to DPK because I'm married to him, so I can get away with it.
Entitled much?
Yeah, so...
But I don't know who else is being mean to him.
No one's ever
How
mean
do
to
I do
DPK. DPK is mean to
this?
everybody.
Oh, there we go.
He has people on his podcast and then like makes fun of them.
Yep.
Show us your squads.
Show us.
What teams are you using in GAC?
No. Actually, delete that. So, we've got my Django-led bounty hunters with L3. It has actually proven to be difficult for people to get through because pre-taunt, then Bosk is clocked fast, so he doesn't get raise arm wave right away, and he can actually get his taunt off. So L3 is literally there just for an annoyance. Usually, I mean, I used to run Greedo there, but people were beating it too quickly, so I used my brain and put in a pre-taunt. That's going to be a defensive squad. So I've got my my shiny.
For those who are admins, you can see that it's just Ian created a new YouTube account. Yeah, he sure did.
Ian.
Also on the Django team. Do you have another bounty hunter geared up? Because I think Embo and Zam are better than
So
Dengar on that.
I will, since we're I'm right here. I've got Greedo, I've got 88. Zam's gear 9. She needs a stun gun to go to gear 10. Cad Bane's gear 10. Embo is... I really want to finish Embo because I like him as a character. I also like Ora Singh as a character too in the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just think that Dengar could be a better character on that team specifically. He kind of functions as the healer under Boss, but under Django, you basically just want more DPS.
Right, no.
That's one of the reasons you're adding a pre-taunt with Bosk. So you want like 3 DPS with, Bosk and a pre.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, the reason I actually put Dengar here is because of his stealth mechanic.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah, I've been using Boss Lead because I'm lazy.
well, now, so I'm actually going to go here real quick. Since, damn it.
Ian, calm down.
All right,
So,
y'all. I gotta go. I'll see y'all next week.
all right,
All right,
Fruguy.
Fruguy, have a good night.
Bye, Fruguy.
So, as I was saying earlier, you now, with Django now being a separatist, I'm thinking that you have your Grievous droids team, including your droids. You have your 5 Geos. Then you have Dooku, Newt, Boba, Watt, and then you can plug in
Welcome, Rooster.
a another 5th. But I think if you're going to try to run a 5th separatist squad, you could take Ventress off of Night Sisters, which it does suck, but run a Newt lead under Dooku, or with Dooku, Asajj, Django, and then put a tank on there, and I think you will actually have a solid squad on offense.
Yeah, so what I was thinking about, what I talked about earlier is just Dooku lead with Django as the only 2 separatists, and then just like Shays and some other trashy thing like Wampa.
Oh, so
Right. So like the whole point of it.
No, Wampa is trash. Well, your Wampa is trashy.
Yeah, my Wampa's garbage. What I was trying to say is, so if there's a separatist leader, Django starts with his contract activated. So he gets plus 30% offense, 35% offense, right? Because he gets his contract
Oh yeah,
activated.
that's right. Yeah, under
So
lead.
when you put him under, you put him under Dooku lead,
Or Dooku lead,
so he gets counterattack. He gets retribution. Right? So if he's getting the offense boost and damage immunity, give him retribution.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was my thought. Just treat him as like an additional tank early. So that was just my initial thoughts on it. You don't need to put Django like. Yeah, you don't need to put Django under. All right, Ian. If you want to use your channel, I'll stop timing you out. But you're done using that one. Mostly because I'm sick of things like what Rooster just said.
It's kind of annoying seeing it in general, really.
I mean, you can't prove that I am one, and I'll never admit to being one.
So,
I mean, most of your teams look good. I would put TIE Fighter Pilot in that Pelp team, though. TIE Fighter Pilot's gas under Pelp. Buff immunity plus tenacity down.
Yes, but
Are we still keeping the channel PG?
yes.
If you've noticed, I haven't really been cussing either.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know. I just wanted to be sure we were still keeping it PG before I got annoyed.
I think the plan was to keep it PG.
PG-ish.
Yeah, my EP team doesn't have Thrawn on it either. I don't. I consider it a win if I finish a GA without using Thrawn. I don't
Well,
have Thrawn on any of my lineups because I just plug him in.
So the reason I actually have Thrawn on that is because it allows me to take out Night Sisters in case, say they place Geos or, something like that along those effects. It gives me a character that, or brings my EP team to another level, quote unquote.
Oh, it does. I like to be able to plug
You're
Thrawn into
watching
any
your
team to
show,
make
so
it punch
stop.
up. Right?
Fine,
Like,
then lay down.
do you have Plo Koon? I was like, Plo Koon gives defense up.
Sorry, guys, forgot my mic was still open.
Yeah, I like Thrawn a lot. I put Thrawn, like I said, I plug Thrawn in pretty much anywhere. But that's one of the reasons I go out of my way to not put him on a team.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel obligated to ever use him with a certain team.
So I actually have to. A lot of these, the teams I had or squads I had set are kind of outdated because I've moved shuffle stuff around.
Do you not have it set as unique?
Huh?
So when you go back in, set your tab as unique only, and that just solves pretty much the whole scrolling through your roster problem.
Oh.
So now when you go to build a team, it shows all the tunes that are not in those loadouts.
So I actually don't use 3PO very often on JTR.
Yeah, I have C-3PO with my COS team.
That's what I've been doing. Doing more lately, unless I've run into a.
How's your Finn? Oh, never mind. You just popped him on screen.
He's gear 11. He's gonna get there.
Yep. Do you have Holdo built?
I do not, and I really don't.
Holdo's actually also quite good. I like Holdo instead of R2. It allows you to move R2 around as well.
Right. Oh, and eventually I will get there. It's just Haldo's kind of down the line.
I wouldn't put Towson and Dooku under, or Towson and Spirit under Dooku because you're going to gut the Night Sister team. Unless you're talking about like arena or territory battles, in which case do it.
Wait, what?
And by Spirit, do you mean zombie?
Oh. Dooku, Talzin, Spirit, GG, and B1. Thoughts? What?
Yeah, AoE days is super clutch. There's not enough days in this game.
Oh, oh. Well, wait.
So why bother with a GG team if it's bad?
So, I'm curious as to. You have pieces that you. I'm assuming your GG and B1, Newton B2 are decent. All you have to do is throw a 5th droid. It doesn't basically turn it into. So use a weak droid, T3M4, Magna. Even hell, use Magna. Use a Newt lead, and the 4 droids, and you're still, unless you have GG's lead, do Newt, GG, B1, B2, Magna, and you have a team. I wouldn't put it on defense, but it like offensive, that would be a pretty badass team. Why are they so?
Yeah, hopefully next
low
week we will be.
geared?
We need to hammer some of this stuff out, but hopefully next week we'll be on Zoom,
Yes.
so I can share my screen as well for some of this stuff for GAC.
Oh,
But
what GP are you at, Ian? Oh, you're in the. You're in the same division as I am. So you're currently facing the issue of having to set my guild is trolling me through guild chat. That's awesome. You're struggling to find teams to place on defense, is what, and leave yourself enough on offense. Is that what you're having an issue with, Ian?
So I think we have a good thing to start off with another discussion for another time. But it is getting late, guys, and I do need to kick him off of here so we can actually go to bed.
rip.
Because he is doing this in our bedroom, and I can't sleep if he's doing this.
Rip. No, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, hopefully next week we'll have just a little bit more sorted out.
Yeah.
We are working on getting it a little more, I don't want to say professional, but a little more high quality. Maybe one day you'll see my ugly mug. Hopefully not. I don't want to break your screens. Yeah, Rooster gets it. 5 more minutes, Mom. Can DPK come out and play?
But no,
I mean, I can definitely get
Ian,
with you, Dagger, during the week, and we can sort some stuff out for him.
Whoa. Excuse me. I may be single now, but
Oh,
I feel like you're married.
Calm down, Dagger. Yeah, I think the
I think you got a little excited there, Dagger,
Yeah.
and you're trying to cover it up.
But no,
Oh,
Ian.
no,
if
I was
you-
just
if
looking.
you
I was just looking at my
really want
mods, and I excite myself.
some advice on what to place on defenses, you can message me.
Please ask somebody besides DPK. Somebody who knows what they're talking
Despite what Dagger actually says, I am actually pretty good at this game.
You should show us your average arena rank.
Go screw yourself. I don't think that actually shows up on here.
But yeah, we should. I'm fine calling it a night. It's been 2 hours. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been. I'm surprised it actually lasted this long.
Same time, it'll be the same bat time, same bat channel.
So.
Yep, and I have a 3-year-old down here that wants to cuddle with Daddy. That's the main reason I'm trying to kick him off.
Yeah. DPK, did you get Kyber?
No, because I had technical difficulties with my phone or with CG or whatever. I missed it by less than 1,000 points. I was pretty upset because I had the game froze on the victory screen, or what should have been the victory screen, and it never popped up. And then it was like, there's an error with your connection, even though I was sitting 5 feet from my router with Wi-Fi out. You need a butt change.
Why?
Yeah, I had that happen in the first GAC that they didn't record. I won, or no, it was recorded. It was the last GAC.
Yeah.
The game crashed.
Yep.
after the game crashed on the victory screen. So,
Yeah, so that screwed me
well,
over.
I'm going to abide by Lady Pool's wishes, and I'm going to
I am.
bow out.
We're
And
gonna head off, guys. It's been a good night.
absolutely.
Have a good night, everyone.
So you guys have a good night. Thanks for coming by. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.